What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to start diagnosing what exactly is wrong with my backup camera. We have an intermittent working backup camera, and oddly enough it actually seems to work better when it's raining out. I don't really know why that is, so I'm gonna get the camera set up here and take you through what we're doing. But first, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy our kind of content, and drop your comments down below, guys. What has been your experience for those of you out there that have had intermittent working backup cameras on your truck, or ones that have just failed? What was the fix to it? And if you guys want to drop costs down there, if you went to a dealer or did it yourself, so the other subscribers and viewers can learn and find out what to expect from a financial standpoint if they encounter this issue. I want to apologize about the wind. I do have something on the microphone trying to block as much of it out, and I kind of have you guys turned away from it. I don't know how well that's working, but I am trying. So we have 8 T30 bolts that hold this plastic piece on. This does have the step in it, if I can get it out. This does have the step and the handle here. So it doesn't look like either of them need to be out to get this off. So we're going to start getting these bolts out. Alright, so all of them are out. And it looks like there's these push pins here as well. I wasn't sure what they were holding on. So as far as this goes, this part was a waste of time. This got me nothing. The Ford emblem is down further and doesn't look like it is accessible from up top here. I will say it's super grungy in here. I'm going to quick clean this out and lube it up. We might take this to a power washer actually and clean this part all out, because this looks terrible. And actually, taking my tailgate down, I have to really hit the lever a few times to get it to do what it needs to. And it could be all that in there. I think this truck was maybe used in a quarry or something, and also for snow plow work. And I think that's kind of part of why some of the goofy stuff that is annoying with this truck is what it is. There's dust everywhere on it. We still haven't completely gotten rid of it. So I guess I'm going to leave this loose for now, put the bolts in the truck, and after I work out here in a little bit, we're going to turn around and clean this out, and then we're going to lube this all up good so that we don't have any corrosion in here, but definitely clean this out with the pressure washer, I think. Okay, now part 2 of this that we're going to work on, we're going to trace this wire. Nothing seems pinched here or broken, and that's kind of my main concern, is that maybe something has been rubbed through somewhere. So we're going to trace this wire down. I'm going to get under, see if I can find the plug. I have heard some people say the plug gets corrosion in there, water gets in somehow, and there gets corrosion in there. With what this truck was probably used for, I wouldn't be shocked, especially because intermittently it does work. So it might be as simple as just pulling the plug, cleaning up the connections. I might have to replace the plugs. That's probably relatively cheap, all things considered. I think the cameras from Ford New are like 150 bucks. For those of you that don't know, there's the camera right there. And this wire right here that goes underneath is the wire that is from the plug to the camera. So I'm going to crawl underneath and see if I can't find the connector for that. Okay, so right there is the connector. And then there's that orange piece there. I believe that is just to, if your truck didn't come with the backup camera, I believe that's just to protect the wires. I think they're all pre-wired for it. Or if you were to take your tailgate off for like a 5th wheel tailgate, you'd be able to plug that up. So anyway, I'm working on cleaning out underneath here. It's pretty grungy if you can't tell. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to check that connector, see if it's plugged in correctly. Okay guys, so I did unplug it and check in there. The connections actually look really good. So I did just plug it back in, make sure it's plugged in nice and tight. My theory is that maybe it wasn't getting a good enough connection all the time. But anyway, so connectors look good. We got it plugged back in, made sure it's nice and tight. It clicked in there nicely. And we definitely have some cleaning out under this truck to do. Maybe a little weight reduction with all the dirt that's under here. Anyway guys, so that is part one to figuring out if there's an issue with this truck. I do have plans, if this fixes it, to expand some of the other research that I've done and talk about some fixes other people have used. Hint, some of it is the connector. Now, one of the big things here, guys, is if it's not the connectors, it very likely is the camera failed. Actually, when I bought this truck and had found out that the camera wasn't working, the dealership didn't tell me that until I got out to Ohio. Anyway, once I got out there and found it wasn't working, I then looked into it further and found that it's a common problem. Relatively speaking, some people are having issues with the camera itself dying. Other people, it's just an issue with the connector. Moisture gets in there, there's corrosion. Anyway, we're going to expand on that in the future, guys. Just a quick upload for you. Anyway, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next upload.